Hi guys, this is Matthias, and in today's video we'll be talking about aim, skill, and how you can improve that. We'll be talking about how to get better pixel perfect aim, we'll be talking about leading a little bit, we'll be talking about tracking, and we'll be talking about twitch aim. So yes, as I'm sure you understand, there are a few different categories of aim, and hopefully this video will help you improve that, unless you've already reached the level of skill where this type of a video can't help you anymore. So now the first thing I want to talk about is how to quickly get your aim on target in a situation where you couldn't predict where your opponent is going to show up. So now notice how with the first opponent, I basically have my aim on target when he shows up on my screen, so I don't have to adjust all that much in order to take him out. The next one, however, I have to quickly move my hand to the left, put my aim on target and take him out before he kills me instead. Now generally, aiming like this is called twitch aim. It's basically just a reactionary aim based on muscle memory, and this is something that you can actually practice by just repeating a certain type of movement in an exercise that you do enough times so that you not only get more accurate, but also get accurate faster. So yeah, this is basically the kind of exercise that I'm talking about. What you want to do is you want to decide two different fixed points, and then while switching target, you try to both increase your speed and your accuracy at the same time. Of course, the more exercises you do and the longer you practice these, the better you are most likely going to be. So now another very important purpose with this type of an exercise is also for you to figure out what mouse sensitivity works best for you. And of course, if you play on console and you use a controller, then you have to just translate this information into how this works with said controller. Now, generally how this works is that if you are relatively new to first-person shooter games and you basically use the settings that the game has by default and your changes has been just minimal, then what happens normally, but there are of course exceptions to this, normally what happens is that as you increase your skill and as you get more experienced, you generally just lower your mouse sensitivity, and therefore the movement of your hand of course becomes bigger. Now whatever mouse sensitivity or stick sensitivity works for you is a personal matter, and don't let yourself get blindsided by other players' settings, even though that is very easy to do if you follow a certain YouTuber or streamer. Now what's important to understand also if you want to lower your mouse sensitivity is that you have enough space and a big enough mouse pad so that you don't run out and you get limited because of that. Now unfortunately it seems to me that there's a lot of people that believe that DPI is the same as your mouse sensitivity. DPI is only one of the factors that plays in when it comes to what mouse sensitivity you have. There are other things also, and instead of going into details here, the best way to determine your mouse sensitivity is by how far you have to move your hand from left to right in order to make a 360-degree turnaround. For me, this is 38 centimeters. So yeah, this is how I do it when it comes to determining mouse sensitivity. What I do is I find a fixed point on the map somewhere, like this case, you see how I have this flagpole here. And then what I do is that I turn, in this case I turn to the right. I do this. And then I measure how far did I move my hand in order to make this 360-degree turnaround. For me, as I said, this has to be 38 centimeters. What is also important for me is to be able to just with one sweep with the arm turn 180 degrees and shoot somebody that was behind me. Now personally, this principle is only important to me since I no longer play esports. In an esports game, when I know that all the players I play against are going to be at a certain level, this is no longer important. If you get shot from behind by a high-skilled player, you are going to die no matter what, and being able to turn around quickly and shoot them is not going to be all that important. And if you, for whatever reason, are able to kill a high-skilled player that way, then normally there are other circumstances playing in to that situation anyway. And again, I want to make sure that there's no misunderstanding about this. Your sensitivity is a personal thing, and the advices in this video are only guidelines. So for example, if you're new to this, you feel like you're struggling with your aim, and you realize that your mouse sensitivity is a lot higher than what I have, for example, then try to just gradually lower it and see if it actually makes it better. If it doesn't, then you'll have to work on it in a different direction. Now, what I also want to say with this video is that this is not in any way an e-penis video where I try to show off my skill or anything. I used to practice this a lot, and I used to focus on it much more about like 7, 8, maybe even 10 years ago when I was a lot more competitive. Nowadays, I try to play a more relaxed way, even though I still have the knowledge in how to improve. And one of the things that I will not bring up in this video that I normally focus a lot on is recoil control. But maybe if there are enough interest for it and if there are enough weapons to cover, which I sincerely doubt with Battlefield 5, I could potentially make a video about that as well. There are a few weapons in mind, like the STG-44 Sturmgewehr and a couple of the SMGs for the medic class. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that, partly depending on your feedback.
We have taken objective easy. Sure.
You'll need some smoke to get.
Huh?
Oh, thanks. Behind.
Yeah, got him. Can you get him? I tried to cover. Yeah, nice. Oh! Oh, shit!
Resupply.
Yeah, I got him.
Another one. Behind.
Yeah, I got him. Wait, can you get him?
Yeah.
Alright.
Watch our back. Ah, it's a sniper from back.
Yeah, far away.
Okay, so sniper is watching over you.
Our medic is coming.
Yeah, let's see if he has smoke.
He's trying to revive me from through the
Yeah.
wall.
Oh, shit.
Ah, what a muppet.
Nah, I got wrecked. So next up in this video, I'd like to focus on something called leading and tracking. And this is about maintaining your aim on target while it's moving, or by predicting how far ahead you have to aim, something you calculate based on the movement speed of the enemy, the distance, and the velocity of the bullets of your weapon. Now, throughout this video you'll see quite a number of examples of me leading and tracking, but in order to demonstrate this a little bit more clearly, I'm going to use a little bit more of a vehicle gameplay, and especially flying. Now, whether you do this as an infantry player or in a vehicle, the principle is the same, even though the skill set in the execution of it is rather different. Now, for obvious reasons, when it comes to flying, one of the most important parts is controlling the plane, but this video is about aiming, and pay attention to where I'm putting the aim here. There he is. So yeah, this section is about shooting moving targets, maintaining your aim on target, or leading ahead of the target. And then of course, when it comes to this specific fighter, if you're using this loadout, then you also have a unique challenge with the bombs of this plane that doesn't have a reticle, so you just have to calculate for where they will actually land after you drop them, like this. Now my last example when it comes to leading will be using a rocket to shoot down a plane. This is going to be very similar to what you saw in the very beginning of the video. Again, it's the same type of calculation, but here you just have to calculate for it more than normally. I'm gonna go a little bit upper here.
Oh, plane coming.
Yep, I killed him.
Yeah.
Now, on a lot of linear game modes and on maps that has a lot of choke points, Aiming is very different in that sense that it's very easy to predict generally where your opponents are going to come from, so you're not going to have to make all these quick and big adjustments where you have to throw your aim in one direction or another all that much. And it's especially in these situations that I prefer to have weapons that have the 60% faster movement speed while aiming down sight. Now generally I always strafe in order to try to make myself a difficult target for my opponents, even when I'm shooting in those really difficult situations. Not always, but almost always I do that. But in these types of game modes and these types of situations, I find that to be even more important. What is also more important in these situations is that your aim is also being controlled by your movement. Many times when I make small adjustments to my aim in order to land that perfect shot, I don't aim with my mouse, I actually aim by strafing. What this does is that it serves two purposes. One, of course, to get my aim on target, and the second, to avoid being shot myself, normally by the same guy that I'm shooting at. For the most part, and especially with these self-loading rifles, I've taken the upgrade tree that allows me to take that specific upgrade. Not always, and actually even with the self-starter I've recently started to switch it up a little bit, and that is because when you fixate on one specific upgrade, you limit yourself when it comes to the options of the other upgrades. And depending on the weapon and depending on the situations, I've found that even if I want this specific upgrade, it is too much of a sacrifice to choose it. Obviously, you also have to keep in mind that even if you have your aim perfectly on target when strafing like this, your weapon is less accurate, so many times your bullets might not go where you're pointing your aim. Another equally important technique is to sidestep between shots. You shoot, you move, you shoot, you move, and you see that after this clip. This game mode is a little bit too campy for me, I'm not gonna lie. So here's the example of sidestepping between shots. Yeah, get fucking wrecked. Campers, campers, campers. So here I just want to throw in a general tip that has nothing to do with aiming. If you start reviving a guy and you realize that you're about to be shot, you can cancel reviving by pressing the same key again, and then if there is time and you're still alive, you can restart reviving yet again.
Oh, there's one prone at the end of this one.
So now the one thing that I'm not going to talk about in this video that I normally bring up when it comes to aim and skill videos is recoil control and tap firing.
We now control enough objectives to sway the outcome of this battle.
Now, a relatively old-school technique that has been used when it comes to recoil control is to aim at the body of a enemy and let the recoil give you the headshot. Here are two examples of that. This technique was a lot more common a few years ago, before the game developers decided to start casualizing basically every shooter out there. The fact is that in Battlefield 5 I started doing this again, but only to a very limited degree.
Are we pushing B?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's... Oh, two more guys. Oh my god.
Wait.
Yo, squad, can you stop pushing D and help us on B?
I got you, chum!
We are losing objective Baker. soldiers, defend the objective.
I'm pushing F.
Yeah.
And I hear a sniper.
Listen, soldier, we need a JB-2 airstrike.
Oh!
That was a nice one, right?
Yeah.
We could take F. We could take D now, maybe.
I'm on F. We're taking F.
Yeah.
Set
Then we
charges
push, I
over
don't know, E
here.
or D.
Good show. Objective Fox is now ours. With you all the way. Bugger ain't getting up.
Ah.
Sorry, can't revive you.
Kern with 11 bits. Thank you, my friend. Kernweed, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh no.
We have now taken objective Baker.
Ah, I couldn't shoot him there. Hey!
Granate geworfen. Ich bin bei dir.
Here are the coordinates. We need a JB2 airstrike.
I put it right on a tank.
You got it. It's coming.
Let's go for the best. Oh,
Throwing a bomb. Rigging charges.
Nice, 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 nice. Oh shit, 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 shit.
tank
Oh.
killed me.
Oh, I don't know if I can get you there.
Oh, better not.
Oh shit, that fucking tank is shooting me there. Yeah, I can't get you there. It's really hard to shoot over there. Maybe you have to have that PF and shoot on the using the map, you know, to shoot. Maybe that would work.